culture.
By and large, celebrities are no different than anyone else. They're still people at the end of the day, just people who have become super famous and get recognised as they walk down the street. And then shouted at. Sometimes though, be it because they've gone a bit crazy or because of this fame, they say things that make you stop in your tracks and go, what? I mean, maybe we're the ones who have gotten it wrong and they're actually well ahead of the curve. But I doubt it. I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is 8 insane things celebrities actually believe are real science. Number 8. Kylie Jenner believes in chemtrails. You know when you look up into the sky and see a trail left by a plane and think to yourself, oh, there's one of those plane trails. Some people don't think like that. Chemtrails, as conspiracy theorists believe, are actually white lines that appear because of a government scheme that sprays unidentified chemicals into the atmosphere for unspecified reasons. Now, you believe whatever it is that you want to believe. Sometimes the obvious answer is the correct one, which is why when Kylie Jenner seemed to insinuate on Twitter that this wasn't the case, well, what are you going to do? Seemingly, she saw these white lines and instantly thought they were damaging the planet and the human race, as opposed to water vapor that isn't really going to hurt anyone. So there you go. Number 7. Michelle Pfeiffer used to believe you could live on sunlight. Now, straight up, I don't even know what that sentence means. It barely makes any sense. But there is news that says Michelle Pfeiffer was once involved in a movement known as breatharianism, and that this, well, cult, believed it was possible for humans to survive without food or water, and instead go the plant route. And when I say plant route, I mean draw their nutrients from sunlight instead. The problem here is that human bodies don't have the cells to do that. It's like sticking a AA battery into a contraption that wants a single A battery. It's just not going to work. The real question then is, how do these people survive? And the answer, as we stated earlier, is the obvious one. They don't. They either die or are actually eating food and not telling anyone, and that's cheating. Thankfully, Michelle has moved on from all this now. This is definitely the right call. Number 6. Kanye West thinks AIDS is man-made and curable. We all know South Park put this argument to bed when it showed that AIDS can be cured by blending and drinking lots of money. But Kanye West has his own ideas. In 2005, during the Live 8 tour, which existed to raise awareness for AIDS, Kanye announced that the disease was actually created by man and then just placed in Africa. While there's still a lot we don't know about the illness, it has been traced to a virus known as SIV, so it wasn't invented by some random guy who lives down the street. Furthermore, West also believes that there is a cure for AIDS, but it's only available to the super rich and people like Magic Johnson. And yes, that is where the aforementioned South Park episode came from. For the record, Johnson still has HIV, but controls it with loads of drugs that do cost a lot of money. But at no point is this treatment reserved for a special group of people. Number 5. Gwyneth Paltrow reckons water has feelings. I mean, what else can I say? If that's what she thinks, great. What's more important is where this malarkey comes from. And that, dear friends, is a book by Dr. Emoto that stated water can respond to human consciousness. Hence why said book was entitled The Hidden Messages of Water. In short, this so-called doctor wrote words like I hate you and fear on vials of water, which would then turn to grey lumps when frozen. If he wrote nice messages on the water though, the freezing process went much better. He did this with music too and got the same results. What a waste of time. Amazingly, when he was asked to demonstrate this live, he declined. I wonder why. Doesn't matter though, because you've got Gwyneth on side. Who else do you need? Number 4. Jim Carrey is an anti-vaxxer. All you need to do is head on over to Jim Carrey's Twitter to see what he thinks about vaccines. In short, doesn't like them. And if you want a quick take, he thinks it's poisoning the children of planet Earth. The problem here is that when Carrey goes on about the vaccination process, you quickly start to realise he may not actually understand how it works. I won't get into the science here because it's boring, quite frankly, but the issue is simply Jim is scared by things he doesn't truly understand. He just sees a word like mercury and thinks we're plunging that into kids' veins. It's alright though, because you can just ignore this and put on Liar Liar. It's a great movie. Number 3. January Jones consumes her son's placenta. Yeah, okay. Cool. January Jones, who starred in Mad Men, has claimed that eating her son's placenta in freeze-dried pill form helped her with postnatal depression. I don't want to say that's a bad idea, because if it helped her, then that's good. With that said, Jones also said she was never depressed or sad after the baby was born, which kind of suggests she never had it to begin with. There are some smart dudes out there who say that consumption of this can increase milk production or help speed up baby weight loss, but there is little to no evidence that suggests it helps with anything else. Also, as you have to cook the dried placenta before eating it, all the active components are destroyed anyway. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with this. You do whatever it is you want to do. But yeah, okay. Number 2, Dave Grohl doesn't believe in HIV. So, the Apparently, Dave Grohl is part of a group who deny the link between HIV and AIDS. These people either think HIV is simply a harmless passenger virus, and others outwardly deny it exists altogether. The problem with this is that it's not only wrong, but it's quite dangerous. Another HIV denier known as Christine Magyar campaigned for HIV mothers to refuse these drugs before dying from the disease along with her 3-year-old daughter. Since this information has come out, Dave has never recanted his claims, but let's hope that these days he doesn't think this, because that is not cool. Number 1. Terrence Howard thinks that 1 × 1 = 2 and invented his own maths to prove it. And with that statement, Terrence Howard is my new favourite human on the planet because that is wonderful. As well as deciding that 1 × 1 does not equal 1, Terrence has even come up with his own theory called teriology. Clever that. But as he has said before, how can 1 × 1 = 1? Because if 1 × 1 = 1, that means that 2 is of no value because 1 times itself has no effect. He then rambles on for a lot longer, but if I go through that now, my head will explode and this video will never air. It will just be left recording as I lay there in pieces. In short, he's ridiculous, but that's often the best way. Know of any other crazy celebrity theories? Let us know in the comments below, and then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can even come tell me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I am Simon from What Culture, and I will chat to you again soon.